Scott Frost, if it doesn't happen in 2021, when will it happen? Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down the Big Ten and the nation record by record. We leave our prediction for 2021, so please lock it in on all the record projections and let us know what you think down below with your record prediction and everything that you'd like to let us know about Nebraska football here. And Scott Frost, all right, took over in 18 and 19. We're 4-8, 5-7 seasons, 3-5 in the pandemic year last year, so way below 500. Hardly ever win on the road in the Big Ten. Hardly beat anybody any good in the Big Ten. And it's just been an ugly thing for Nebraska football for a long, long time. They haven't finished ranked since 2012, despite some 9-4 seasons in which they could have been ranked with Bo Pelini and Mike Riley, but not ranked to close out the season since 2012. Nebraska football, 9 years ago. Let's see if it can happen here in 2021 with an early season scheduled game here. Of course, this was supposed to be played in Dublin, Ireland, so it got moved to the States and is going to be played in week 0. Early date, August 28th against Illinois on the road. Interesting affair here against the Illini in a game Nebraska has to win. This is most likely the worst team in the Big Ten. They got to beat Illinois. They play Fordham. They play Buffalo. They could be 3-0 when they head to Norman to take on Oklahoma. They are not going to beat Oklahoma. When they put the uniforms on and rush out onto the field, it's going to harken back to days of yesteryear with Oklahoma and Nebraska and some of the best college football I've ever seen. But after about 8 plays, reality's going to set in, and Oklahoma's going to be way too good for Nebraska. They've got an opportunity against Michigan State on the road. That's another game that they just basically have to win. There are too many good teams on the schedule to not beat Illinois and Michigan State. Those are 2 games that they have to have because then it gets treacherous. Northwestern, Michigan, Minnesota. That is not an easy threesome right there. Nebraska could beat any of those teams, but they could lose to all 3 teams. That could come out either way. Northwestern, Michigan, on the road at Minnesota. As things stand right now, they're most likely going to be a pick'em against Northwestern. They're going to be a slight underdog against Michigan at home, and they'll be an underdog at Minnesota. But could win 3 games, could go any configuration of 3-0 to 0-3. Okay, Purdue, 3rd game on the Big Ten schedule. That is a must-win for Nebraska. Got to win that game because then look at that closing run. They're not beating Ohio State, Wisconsin, or Iowa. They just flat out aren't. They are not good enough to take on the Buckeyes, but certainly will have a shot against Wisconsin and Iowa. If you just look at the talent, the recruited talent, they should be able to play with Iowa and Wisconsin. Actually, if you look at the recruiting rankings, they might be slightly better than Wisconsin and Iowa, but the players have not been developed to the talent level, have the playing level of Iowa and Wisconsin. So they go on the road to Camp Randall and they take on the Badgers. They lose that game and they lose to Iowa. This is the way it shakes out for the Huskers. They have to beat Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan State. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt in sweeping all 3 of those games. They could certainly lose any one of the 3, if not all 3. And if they lose those 3, they are in deep. All right. Northwestern, Michigan, Minnesota. Out of those 3, they pick up a win between Michigan, Minnesota, and Northwestern. That's 4 in the Big Ten and no more. 4-5 in the Big Ten for the Huskers. 6-6 overall as they drop the game in Norman against Oklahoma. Scott Frost reaches a bowl game. Barely. 6-6. I wouldn't be surprised at 3-9 or 4-8 because I think they're going to hang on for dear life to get to 6-6. That's a tough schedule for the Huskers. Leave your record projections down below, and we will see you next time right here at the Voice of College Football. Like, share, subscribe. Got to do it. We'll see you next time.